verse number 2. Those of you who have got the book, you can follow me. Nilapita sthula sukshma, Nilapita sthula sukshma, Rasva dirghadi bhedatah, Rasva dirghadi bhedatah, Nana vidhani rupani, Nana vidhani rupani, Pashit lochanamekadha, Pashit lochanamekadha. So the first quarter of the first verse. Eyes are the seer and the world of forms and shapes, colors, that is the scene. That is explained in detail here. And what is said here? Something very simple. Colors, black or blue and yellow. Shapes, forms in the world outside. Some are gross forms, some are very subtle forms. All of them are seen by the eye. Some are long and some are tall, some are short. And so all these different kinds of forms are seen by the same pair of eyes, by the same organ of vision. You may recall, we learned three things last time. First, the seer and the seen are different, number one. Number two, the seer is one and the seen are many. So here you have many colors and many forms, but they are seen by the same eye. I don't mean one eye, but the same organ of vision. And the third thing we learned was the seen are relatively changing compared to the seer. So the forms which we see, the colors and the people, things around us, keeps changing throughout. Relatively speaking, our eyes which see them, they do not change much. Now, if you look at the verse, it's very simple. Neela and Pita means blue and yellow. Sthula and Sukshma means gross and subtle. Rasva means short. Dirgha means long. Adi means etc. Bhedata, these differences. Nana vidhani rupani, the variety of forms. Incidentally, the word rupa in Sanskrit, it means form in general, but particularly, specifically, it means color. So, the thing which we first see when we open our eyes, we say we see people and chairs and tables. Actually, we see colors. We see colors and we can make out shapes. So, all these varieties, nana vidhani rupani, varieties of colors and shapes and forms, pashet, sees, the eyes by themselves, ekadha. This is an explanation of the first quarter, meaning thereby the seer, the eyes are different from the forms which they see. Now we go to the third verse. Remember, it explains the second quarter, that the eyes themselves become an object of knowledge and the mind is the seer. So let's go to the third verse. Andhyamandya patutveshu, Andhyamandya patutveshu, Netra dharmeshu chaikadha, Netra dharmeshu chaikadha, Sankalpait mana shrotra, Sankalpait mana shrotra, Tvagado yojyatamidam, Tvagado yojyatamidam. What does this verse say? Different characteristics of my eyes. Sometimes the eyes may be blind, some persons cannot see, or sometimes I feel that I cannot see well, I need contacts or spectacles, or sometimes I feel I can see well. These different characteristics of the eyes, of my eyes, are known by me. And what knows them? The mind. There's no very deep philosophy here. It's simply recounting our experiences and inviting us to reflect on our experiences. Everybody experiences this. So I know the conditions of my eyes. Eyes are open, eyes are closed, I can see well, I cannot see well, and so on. Who knows this? The mind. If the mind is the knower, then all of these have become the known, the eyes become the known, and the mind is different from the eyes. The knower and the known are different. They cannot be the same. And quite obviously, we see, it's a fact that our minds are different from the eyes. Sankalpayet mana. I'll read out the Sanskrit. Andhya means blindness. Mandya means dullness of the eyes, the inability of the eyes to see well. Patu, shortness of vision. 20 by 20, they say, doctors. And netra dharma, the qualities of the mind, the characteristics of the eyes. Netra means eyes, characteristics of the eyes. Ekadha, by itself, the mind. Sankalpayet manaha, the mind can cognize, can understand, can think about. Now what do? It's the same thing, not only for the eyes, also for all our sense organs. Why only the eyes? Ears. What the condition of my ears? I can know, I can hear well, or I need, I think I can hear well, but everybody tells me you cannot hear well, so you need hearing aid. So the conditions of the ears are well known to the mind. The mind understands it. So the mind is different from the ears. And so for the skin, the nose, and so on, the tongue, and so on. So Shrotra means ears. Twag means skin. Ears, skin, nose, tongue, all the sense organs. Yodyatamidam. You can fit it here. The same goes for all the other sense organs. The mind by itself understands, cognizes, knows, sees the sense organs. So the mind is different from the sense organs. And by that reasoning, the mind is something which knows the body from within. And so the mind is the knower, sense organs and the physical body are the known. So the mind must be different from them because the seer and the seen are different. This is the fundamental distinction that we are holding on to from the very beginning. And that the mind is different from the sense, from the body and the sense organs, it is not difficult to understand. That's how we feel also. The mind is something subtle, the body is something gross. We feel this. Though scientists and doctors will tell you that the mind is something generated by the brain, but that's a different matter altogether. How the mind is generated by the brain, and that's we are entering vague territory there. But here, as we feel it, we feel that the mind is something and the body is something else. So the mind becomes the seer, the body is the seen. Quick examination. What about the world outside? Is it the seer or the seen now? Seen. The world is always the seen. The known. World is always known. But the body and mind, sometimes we feel that it is the knower with respect to the world outside. But when we look at the body and mind, it becomes the known and the mind becomes the knower. Now we go to the fourth verse. This fourth verse is about the third quarter of the first verse. The third quarter says, the contents of our minds are known. They are objects of knowledge. The contents of our minds are as much objects as this book is an object, different from me.